Hello, welcome to Zach103 TV, and today we are racing here at Circuit of the Americas, and this is the second race of the round of 8. It means after today there will be uh, 2 more races left in the season. We got next week Daytona Road Course to decide the final round of 8 race, and 4 drivers will be eliminated, and 4 will go on to race for a championship at Homestead, Miami. The highest of the 4 to finish there will be the 2022 champion. Last year, the 2021 champion was Feedbat. Unfortunately, he did not make the playoffs. In fact, doesn't even have a win this season. Had a team change, decided to start his own team, and clearly that did not work out in their favor. So, big slump for them this season. And next season, we're going to be going to the next gen car. So, a lot of stuff going into that. And then silly season is a big thing. And it's a big thing almost every season in this series. So, well, and then again, this is only the second season, so it might start evening out as the years go by. But that's as the years go by. So right now we're racing here at COTA. Funny enough, three of the 3 Club 19 cars starting inside the top 5, and all 3 of them different teams, different manufacturers. Funny enough, I think even there's like 4 of them in this field, and it's crazy. Yeah, I don't, and it was announced that they will not be competing in any races next season, unless they can get a deal working with some drivers. But at this moment, none of the drivers plan to extend that contract with those sponsors. So you go from 4 cars in one season, and then next season you're not even considered much of a, you're not really on the car at all. So it's something. Interesting. Pole sitter is Evan H. He has 1 win this season. And we did see last week Joy Paints. She won the race in that 77 car. And the only driver on that team to have not won the race is Carsland, who is in the playoffs. And he's currently 12 points below the cut line coming into this race. Not getting a great start either. So he's going to be definitely probably. We'll see how this race goes. And I don't think next week's going to look too comfortable. He'll need to get a good finish next week. Or you'll need to make something happen next week at Daytona Road Course if you don't get anything happen this week. And then Roach, the only guy who is in the championship for last season and is still in the playoffs, is currently 9 points below the cut line. He's not getting a great start either. And then EXO, 8 points below the cut line, not getting a great start. NASCAR Fireball 48, he's getting a fairly okay start, and he's currently 11 points below the cut line, but we'll see how that all fizzles out. This is just qualifying. We seen last week there were some wrecks. I tried to kind of limit that this week, that way there wasn't so much, but I didn't want the race to be too boring. At the same time, so I tried to make it just kind of ratioed out with the difficulty and the aggression. That way it'd be passing, but not too many wrecks. So hopefully that went okay. And like I said, Evan H could lead this whole race, make his way into the championship four just like that. Be something. He actually has I know this series isn't related, but the Marker Discord server, he has I think he got like 3 titles in that series and quite a few notable honorees in that series. And he's trying to. That's the only place I've known him to do well in, other than this place here. And ran well last season, or fair last season, and trying to maybe get a championship this season. Try to advance, be the first to advance. I mean, it's not easy to advance in one race, but it will depend on when I update points, if he leads the whole race.
Drivers, start your engines!
Joy Paints, last week's winner, finding some consistency, got a top 10 start here today at COTA, Circuit of the Americas. It's a very large track, only 7 laps, 10%. 3 of the 4 Scar Salamander cars start inside the top 10. The only one that isn't is the one that needs to, and that's Scar Salamander. He's been struggling, but he was consistent enough to make these first few rounds, start way out back. He's going to need to make something happen. Also mentioned the guys that are in the playoffs that did not make that made the playoffs last year, didn't make it this year, were Simeon Box and Dissect that got eliminated at Las Vegas a couple weeks ago. Green flag in here at Circuit of the Americas. And Evan leads him to the green. Caden Williams behind that. Caden Williams has a win. He won at Talladega not too long back. He might try to shoot for the lead here in turn 1. Cuts a little low. The 60 at Cody Forge just about missed the corner there. Falls back tremendously. Allows 58 Melinda Jones to catch. Melinda Jones running for a championships in the ZSS, currently in the round of 8. I don't get too good in the Mirror Series though, they're below the cut line, but getting some cup experience, it's good. 18 of Burr, and also see Rick Freeman Jr., he started up here in top 10, he's in 3rd now, so that's crazy how he's become a threat so early in the race. Cazo battling hard with the 37. 37 was very competitive a couple weeks ago at Las Vegas with Austin Johns. I believe this is a battle for 8th. Could be wrong, mistaken rather. 60 Cody Forge trying to get around the 10 of Ricky Freeman Jr. does not. And that Ricky Freeman Jr. should have every right to defend that spot because he's a playoff driver, wanting to get as many points as he can. He's currently 19 above the cut line. If he finishes here today, I think he could potentially be, I wouldn't say locked in, but in a great position for Daytona. He could probably risk even, maybe not finishing that well and still make the next round. As Melinda Jones is taking advantage of the 60s, trying to take advantage of the 10. We'll see who prevails here. I think the 60 may have the upper hand coming into this right here. And Will, the 10 does get past, but he's got pressure from Melinda Jones. And Cody does not have as much to lose as Ricky Freeman Jr. does, because Ricky Freeman Jr. he's got a lot to gain. And he has a lot to lose too, but Cody Forge doesn't have much to lose. They don't have a win this season, so they'll probably be going for that. They're in 3rd now. Evan H trying to lead some laps here. Just for him leading 1 lap, I think he will probably be locked in after this race. Don't hold me on that though. I know I'm like really picky about locking people in, so I kind of have a little barrier there of like if you're 50 points above the cut line at any point in the season in the round, you're probably got speed to be locked into the next round. So I don't think, and if Evan can do that today, that's great. Seven laps out there for him to lead. Plus, if he leads most laps, speaking of any internal standings. There's Bird in 12th. He is one of the higher running playoff drivers. He is 3rd highest ranked playoff driver. We were just talking about Joy Paints, how she won last week. She's running 10th right now. Just above, right in front of Bird. And then NASCAR Fireball 48 is the 4th highest running right now, and 16th, and EXO in a pretty bad spot right now. They looked like they were going to do well last week. The Roval fortunately had some issues that took them pretty much out of contention for the win. Ran into their teammate a couple times. They got eliminated last week during Alexa Gaming. Dissect and Alexa Gaming, his teammates, got eliminated last week, so he's a one-man show when it comes to Dodge right now. He's the only Dodge in the playoffs. And he's got a lot of pressure on. Oh, almost gets to the side of the 9 there, trying to get around him. That passing the 9 car there could be his playoff hopes right now. I'm not joking. Looks like he has a little rear end damage as well. That is interesting. And drifts, he's got 11th last week, and right now running top 20. Very consistent in that 54 car these past few races. So kudos to them. Looks like First Crown Jr. has a little bit of damage. You would think he would not have a great season, but he has 2 wins this season. Just cannot find any consistency. That's why he didn't make the playoffs. Same goes for Omensa in the 8. There's Dissect got eliminated last week by a few feet. If he would have finished the race, he would not have gotten eliminated. I think whoever would have gotten eliminated would be I don't quite remember, but he's running 14th. So just trying to get a good season and maybe get another win before the season's all said and done. Evan trying to get a 2nd win and pretty much punch his ticket in the next round. He's still leading this race. Anyway, I was talking about Omensa. Oh, he looks like the 8's in pit road. Not sure why. there's probably some risks around this track I won't be able to identify. You know, this is a road course. I have cautions off during these races. There's Gross only in 32nd, not running too great. I was wanting to go, oh, Roach isn't running that great either. Well, yeah, these two are back here probably got some damage. Both eliminated in the same round a couple weeks ago at Vegas. Was trying to end off the season on a high note. Daniel's got 2 wins this season, so pretty good season for him. Unfortunately, he got eliminated after getting wrecked out 2 races in a row in third and next game and just could not find consistency enough to make it to that next round. Everyone else is pretty much better than him in that situation. So, yeah. It'd be too hard for me to go back and find all those wrecks unless like someone DNFs. I might try to go find it, but these two right here, they're going to be below the cut line after this race. Roach and Carsland, they're definitely going to need to make something happen next week. Roach, he did not get eliminated last year. Made it, he kind of quieted his way in. He actually was the only driver who got eliminated, advanced in the round of 8, and did not make and he barely made the championship 4 by 1 point. His playoff hopes got dashed after he 20 got into the 1 at the championship race and took him out. So, but you know, that was last season. This season, if I were him, just go as fast as you can. If it's not good enough, at least you can say you tried. Lap 3 right now. I'm about to go to lap 4. Just kind of go through some of the playoff drivers. Reggie Fogelman, he's currently +7 on the cut line. He's not running too great right now, but I think right now just running in front of some of the other playoff drivers is kind of comfortable. He did fairly okay last week. He got 10th, and that's pretty good for him. He got a pretty good cushion on the other playoff drivers. This road course a little bit more difficult, and you know he's been consistent this all season long, so he's just really been quietly good. Oh, almost got into the 88 there. That is not his team owner this week. Brandon Nelson injured at Las Vegas as Eli the Wolf in that 88 car. Drives for the Reggie Fogelman in the ZSS. Almost made the ZSS playoffs, but got passed in that last race. Quadruped and Thunder 24 fan advancing themselves in that race. That was a few weeks ago, so that's gross. But I think he'll be. I wouldn't say his comfort that he had is going to be gone. So I think when it comes to Daytona, he just needs to finish good, like top 15, just better than the guys behind him, and I think he'll be okay. 89, 89, 88. Eli Wolf trying his best right now to keep the car straight. He runs number 19 car for Trackhouse in the A schedule. He won't be any longer though because he's in the 88 for Brandon Nelson filming. Back to your leader, Evan H. Getting a little bit of pressure from 25, but not seeing much from Caden Williams. Caden, like I said, hasn't went to Talladega this season. Won last year at Orlando, so he's a pretty decent driver. Has never really been, he almost made the playoffs last year, but was short a few spots. So he's not a bad driver by all means, and new team, new manufacturer, Pontiac, it's all a big ordeal, so he's just trying to get comfortable with that, and just, I bet he's driving inside the top 5, top 2 at this point. About to be 3 to go here at COTA, and then like I said, the 10, Reggie Freeman Jr., I think he's going to be pretty comfortable in next week as well. Bird, pretty comfortable. I think everybody that's above the cut line now, except for Reggie Fogelman, I can almost assure that will be above the cut line after this race. Now, I cannot guarantee Reggie Fogelman's going to be above the cut line. He's like 28, but fairly sure he might. Evan H leading all these laps here. He is looking great for next week and looking even better for his championship hopes. Came in this race above the cut line. Not only that, leading these laps. Came in plus 18. He's going to come out of this probably locked in, potentially. With if he gets 50 points above the cut line, he will be locked in. Let's update points on Friday. So it's interesting. Apart from that, Bird has found his way into the top 10, which is great for him. He's been fighting his nails off trying to get in these these playoff runs, be consistent enough to race for these events. And he's been. I think his really main focus on this round was not this round, the last round was Atlanta. And if he felt, I think he was at a standpoint, or if he could make it to Atlanta, I think he would be pretty fairly comfortable making it through the rest of these playoffs and potentially running for a championship. And right now that's shown. So no, that's just what I was kind of expecting to see based off how he races. He won in Atlanta earlier this season. Hasn't really done much since, but he's been consistent past few races when it counts. So that's good. Best lap holder right now is currently in third place, Cody Forge. You get 10 points if he does that. Close to that is, I think everyone in the top 3 except for Sammy DeBox, season points champion, and Jazz 500 winner this season. Unfortunately, got eliminated after the round of 12. Got wrecked out past those 2 races, and that's just best I could say. That's unfortunate. And then Roach, who could really use that 10 points. He used it last round. I think that's probably what saved us last round, but he's definitely going to need a game changer next week at Daytona Road Course. Him and Gar Salamander. And Exo potentially as well. I want to say Astro Fireball is going to be okay, but he might be below. We'll have to see how that all works out between those two, Exo and Astro Fireball. Pretty close right now. Evan H leading 2 to go. I'm going to go to Exo, or Astro Fireball real quick to see where he's in the battle with Exo at right now. I'm not seeing Exo. He's in 22nd. Exo. Clearly, oh, Exo's way up there, so Exo's made some spots on him. That's good. Exo's really made a lot of passes, which is exactly what he needs to. He didn't really do that great last week, so kind of rebounding off that. Melinda Jones kind of falling back. She's had a really rough start to this race. 14th, but just running in the top 15, so I call it a W in itself. Regardless, so not all that bad. And we're coming to the white flag here at COTA in just a few corners. Is Evan H going to look for his 2nd win of the season, 3rd career win? And I'm honestly, I mean, I know I sound like a broken record. I want to say he's locked in the playoffs, but I cannot confirm that 100% till I update points on Friday. I'm like 93% sure he'll be locked in after this race. Because you also got to consider the fact that Ricky Freeman Jr. is running up here well, and Bird is okay. Bird is running up. 1 lap to go here at the Circuit of Americas. Evan H. led them all. Caden Williams in 2nd. Cody Forge in 3rd. Ricky Freeman Jr. almost was in 3rd, but Cody Forge was a lot faster than he was, and Ricky Freeman Jr. is pretty consistent, and I think that will put him in a good spot next week, and Evan H. may be locked in. Red Fieldman definitely a concern right now. And Bird, I think he'll be okay coming to the next race. We'll just have to make sure he does good enough next week to stay in. And then Exo, he's going to be coming in a deficit, but not a huge deficit, but a deficit. And then Roach at a pretty big deficit. He'll need to make something happen for sure. Him and or Gar Salamander, same situation. And NASCAR Fireball 48. Got advanced to the round, last round, won in Atlanta. He needs something to happen next week as well, but he's not in a dire situation as those other guys. He's running a lot well right now. Seven laps, and Evan has led them all. Or, well, he might lead them all. There's a slight chance that, or, well, I wouldn't say too slight. Well, yeah, slight, but he may miss a corner or something, and right now he's on trail to win this race. Just a couple more corners, slow car up ahead, not sure who or what. 24 Dark X ran out of the race, has an incident. Jennifer Bird's not going to finish too well. He may go a lap down before it's said and done. I think he was that car I seen. He finished okay last week. Jennifer Bird's did. And just one more corner here at COTA. Evan has at least 2 or 3 car lengths on the 25, and come to that final straight. Evan will get his second win of the season and potentially be locked into the playoff round. And Evan H will win here at Circuit of the Americas. Congratulations to him. Next week is Daytona Road Course. Like I already discussed, who's going to be in their dire situations and whatnot. That is definitely going to be a concern. And I think lowest finishing playoff driver was, surprisingly enough, Reggie Fogelman. He finished 31st. I think the 66 and 26 were able to pass him, so that could be bad for Reggie Fogelman. We won't know until I update points on Friday, but we'll see how it all plays out, and we'll see you next week at Daytona Road Course.